Yo, what's happening, family? I hope that everybody is doing well out there. And if you're watching this in 2024, I pray that the year is off to a good start and that you're starting this year with a ton of positive energy, that you're leaving, all the negative stuff in 2023 behind because there's so much shit that we went through as a collective society that I feel like it should redefine what the future looks like. So in this video, what I want to talk about are some of my perspectives and thoughts around failure and what that means for success. And failure is something that I've really started to study over the last couple months while building my business, because throughout this year, I felt like a failure so many different times. But on a social level, I feel like there are so many different layers of failure that we saw, right? With the war going on, you probably opened up your IG account and saw children dying. From an economic standpoint, if you tried to pursue a job in technology, it's been a rough year, right? Every time I open up my LinkedIn account, somebody I know in my network got laid off. From an individual standpoint, I feel like many of my mentees, including myself, went through an existential crisis where they're like, yo, what am I doing with my life? Many of us went through those moments in time. And, I think that for a very long time there was this traditional form of how we viewed success. If you went to a top-notch university, that meant that you had the likelihood of getting your dream job in technology, which meant that you could live sort of a cushy lifestyle. Now all of that is changing. What does it mean to be successful when you graduate from college and you can't get that cushy job? What does it mean when your parent loses their job because of a layoff and they can no longer afford to send you to the private university that you've wanted to go to for the last 5 to 6 years? All right, what does it mean to be a successful human being? Right, so many people over the last few years have reached out to me for mentorship because of the perception that they had of my own personal success. Right, the fact that I graduated from USC caught their attention, or the fact that I worked at Salesforce or LinkedIn, those things caught people's attention. Personally, I feel like going into 2024, the way that we define success should change. Right? I think that success should be represented by how you want to live your life on your terms. If that means that you want to leave behind the traditional 9 to 5 to work on a farm and film goats that you take care of, and you get paid through that sort of thing, that should mean that you are successful. Right? If you want to travel to Somalia because you see that there are problems that you can focus on that a lot of people aren't addressing, I think having the courage to pursue a humanitarian effort should be looked at as successful. If you want to take a sabbatical because you have an aging parent who needs you, I think that should be looked at as successful. Right? Having the courage to live life how you want to live it with the brief time that we are here. Like, why has this not been, why have we not valued these things? Right? Why are our standards so low to the point that we have, really focused on our individual success, but we don't focus on the success of the people around us, or, collective success. I think that that's what actually needs to change. Right? I think that that really needs to change. So I don't necessarily think that this moment in time that we've experienced is such a bad thing. And I'm not saying that, to give you any form of toxic positivity, but I am saying that I think for the last 100 years, how we really viewed success has been detrimental to our society in many different ways. And that in turn has been a domino effect to how we live our lives, and how that affects our children, how that affects aging parents, and so forth. Right? So I think it's a beautiful moment that can serve as a renaissance period for many different aspects of society, including technology. And if anything, what I hope that this video gives you is hope. If you are going through any sort of crisis yourself, I'll share a personal tidbit that about a month ago, I was in this place where I was like, I don't know how my business is going to do. I don't know how I'm going to make a way, right? I'm just trying things out. I was sending, I was even thinking about going back to getting a job, and I was applying to all these different roles, getting rejections. But I released my first product, teaching how I got into UX, and telling that story to somebody who I didn't even know would become a client. It became my first large project, and my first contract that I've ever signed for my business, right? So I think that failure can definitely serve as a starting point to success, but having the courage to pursue the dream that you don't think is possible should be looked at as success, right? So at this moment in time, if you feel like you're failing, you feel like you're not making progress, you feel like you're not moving forward, my little 2 cents would be to focus on something that you want to be a part of your story, right? For me, I really think that technology and the way that we educate people around technology needs to change. So that's what I focused on. That has always been my sole purpose. That's why I built this channel. That's why I started my business. That is why I released one of my most recent products that I released. Right? And that being a part of my story and a part of my purpose created an opportunity that I didn't even know was there until recently. Right? So I think that pursuing your life on your terms, that's the true definition of success. Right? So going into 2024, I just hope that you are able to get past the self-doubts, get past the self-limiting beliefs, and start to, you start to create the sort of life that you want to live. Even if other people from your culture, from your community, or the people that you love may not understand, right? Because at the end of the day, this life that we live is so short and so brief that you taking the time to pursue your dreams is audacious, right? And it may inspire other people around you to do the same. So many people who live and who have lived never take the time to understand what their true aspirations are. But after living through 2023, when you can no longer identify yourself and your success through a job, and all you have is the aspirations and the inspirations that are within you, you know, I think that the beauty that can come from that is that it piques your curiosity to, instead of having a limited and fixed mindset of what success is, you can grow and expand how you view success and how you gain, you know, the tangible things that lead to success. So anyways, guys, if this video hit, you already know the deal. Like, comment, subscribe. And if you want to learn about UX, consider purchasing my UX course. If you want to hear about more topics like this, like the one that I just talked about, consider signing up for the Design with Soul newsletter, which I publish at least once a month. Peace and blessings to everybody out there. Once again, blessings in 2024. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.